Hey everyone, it's Mr. Drogemeyer. Thanks for joining me for our Algebra 1 lesson videos. Today we are in Unit 6, Lessons 16 and 17, Parallel and Perpendicular Lines. And before we jump into some problem examples here, the main thing that you need to remember with parallel and perpendicular, if two lines are parallel, then that means that those lines have the same slope. All right, so to be parallel, the two lines have to have the same slope. If two lines are perpendicular, the slopes are opposite reciprocals. Opposite meaning the sign. So one slope would be positive, one would be negative. Reciprocal, remember, means basically flipping a fraction. So for example, if one line had a slope of 1/3, for them to be perpendicular, the other slope would have to have the opposite sign. So it would have to be negative, and it would have to be the reciprocal of 1/3. So you'd flip that fraction and get 3/1, or just 3. So 1/3 and -3 are opposite reciprocals. And so we'll see that in our examples here, but I wanted to make sure that's the main kind of rule or idea that you need to remember when you're talking parallel and perpendicular. So our first example here says to draw a line that is parallel to 12x minus 9y equals 18, what should the slope of the line be? All right, so parallel means that the slopes have to be the same. So if we can find what the slope of this line is, then that's what the slope of any parallel line would have to be. And so to find that slope, let's get this into slope-intercept form. So it's 12x minus 9y equals 18. To get to slope-intercept form, I need to get the y term by itself. So I'm going to start by subtracting 12x from each side, which gives me negative 9y equals negative 12x plus 18. And then to get the y by itself, divide by negative 9. Well, you have to divide everything by negative 9. So negative 9y divided by negative 9 is y. Negative 12x divided by negative 9, that would be positive. And then 12/9, each of those is divisible by 3. I could simplify that to 4/3. And then 18 divided by negative 9 is going to be negative 2. So this would be the equation of our line in slope-intercept form. And 4/3 is going to be my slope. So we would say that the slope of the parallel line would also have to be 4/3. All right, second example here. One part of a water slide passes through the points 0, 120, and 120, 0, where the coordinates are in feet. So 0, 120, 120, 0. Second shorter water slide has a section parallel to the first that passes through 0, 90. So what is the equation of the line for the second slide? Well, again, parallel means they have to have the same slope. So first we would want to find what's the slope of that first slide. And so difference between your y values, 120 minus 0. Difference between your x values, 0 minus 120. Well, 120 minus 0 is 120. 0 minus 120 is negative 120. So that means our slope is negative 1. Well, now we know the slope, and we know here the y-intercept, because when x is 0, that's our y-intercept. So my equation would be y equals negative 1x, which I would just write as negative x, plus that y-intercept of 90. So that's the equation of the line for that second slide. All right, and then our last one here, what's the slope of a line that's perpendicular to the line we're given here? So we want to get this into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to subtract the 3x to begin with. Gives me 6y equals negative 3x plus 24. Then I need to divide everything on each side by 6. 6y divided by 6 is y. Negative 3x divided by 6, well, negative 3 over 6 would be the same as negative 1/2 x. And then 24 divided by 6 is 4. So the slope of the original line is negative 1/2. The perpendicular line needs to be the opposite reciprocal. So opposite sign would make it positive. Reciprocal, we flip that fraction, and so it becomes 2 over 1, or positive 2. And so 2 would be the slope of our perpendicular line. All right, that's everything I've got for you on this lesson. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. As always, let us know if you have questions. Thanks. Have a great day.